Buenos dias. This is Kaypacha with the weekly Paleo report. And enough trespassing on other people's properties. I'm just doing this in my backyard. Last week was a little hair-raising. So I like to take you down a little path at the beginning of the report, but alas, c'est la vie, such is life. What's going on out there? Whoa, baby. Mars went into Gemini, okay, yesterday. Today's Tuesday, all right. Today is May 12th of 2015. And the moon is hanging out up there in the sign of Pisces and coming around into Aries as of tomorrow. Moves through Aries Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, goes into Taurus. And then on Sunday we have a new moon. The start of a new cycle. So what we're doing between now and Sunday is kind of closing and finishing, and it's coming back to us. Okay, you know that the last new moon was in Aries, and it's now coming back. Consciousness time. What goes around comes around. It's time to, in a way, absorb and reflect and mature, and then, sow the seeds now. This next, on Sunday, that new moon in Taurus is Earth, fixed Earth, the builder, Taurus. Make it happen, sustain, go forward, get real, find the money, get it together, yeah, and move forward again. So Mars has moved into Gemini to help out with that process. Venus is now down there in Cancer. And this whole week, not only is Mars opposite Saturn, which I want to talk about, but Venus is also coming in to square the moon's nodes. Dun, 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 dun. Planets squaring the moon's nodes. We want to talk about that a little bit, okay? The only other thing that I want to bring up, of course, is that next week, Mercury at 14 degrees of Gemini stations and goes retrograde. And it's going to be retrograde for another 3 weeks after that, right into June, so we can talk a little bit about that. So that's the astrology of the times. Now, just what does that all mean? Well, lots of things. I don't know where to start with all of this. The seeds of this start, I would say, back in 2010. June of 2010, we had a Jupiter conjunct Uranus in the beginning of Aries. We've had Uranus moving through Aries, squaring Pluto, okay, since 2012. We've had these eclipses now, the moon's nodes in Aries, North Node in Libra, for over a year now. And so there's been this big rush, this big urge to begin, to start, new impulses coming out of Pisces, new dreams, new desires. It's just wanting to, initiate and start and begin anew. And that involves, with the square to Pluto, breaking away from the establishment, the patriarchy, the hierarchy, the controls, the external authorities, and the institutions, and everything else that's, family, that has been kind of limiting or holding us back. So this is a big, huge evolutionary cycle, has its roots back in the mid-60s with the Uranus-Pluto conjunction. I've talked about that before. But now we're coming into this time, right? Okay, so we've got Venus in Cancer, Mercury in Gemini, Sun and Mars, over here in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, with Uranus in the South Node in Aries. These are the four, most unconscious signs. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer is this new impulse that wants to start, plant seeds, grow, connect to the environment, and get into the womb and give birth to the individualized creative self in Leo. Yeah? And in Leo, that individualized, egoic, self-creative, channel of light and energy and love, and potential, moves through Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and that Saturn has been in Scorpio for 2.5 years now, and it's coming back. And the Scorpio is about the limits of personal power. As individual ego beings from Leo to Scorpio, we experience the fullness of ourselves, okay, as much as we can possibly do in our own egoic individual self. And Scorpio is the end of that. It's the death of the individual, personal, egoic self to merge and connect and unite, to become more powerful. Yeah? As a society, as communities, as a collective consciousness on planet Earth, and that's in Sag through Pisces, is that process. So we've got this Saturn right at the edge. It's at like 1 degree of Sagittarius. It's been through 2.5 years of the consolidation. Saturn is consolidation of power. Yeah? And this sense of I need to get, my money and my power and my influence so that I can do as much as I possibly can. And it may involve getting other people, on my team, on my side. It may involve creating some form of separation and secrecy and things out on the side. And this Saturn is now like emerging out of that into Sagittarius, a sign of truth. And I talked about last week or the week before, this Jupiter is still opposite that south node of Neptune. And Jupiter is about truth. It's the ruler of Sagittarius in the 9th house. And it's moving through Leo, and it wants to expose. Neptune is, thieves, lies, deception, illusions. Jupiter is like, it's time now. This is like just time for letting the cat out of the bag, letting for the last 2.5 years, okay, of this consolidation of power and trying to gain emotional and financial security through the establishment of myself. And now we've got this new moon in Taurus, opposite Scorpio. And Taurus can segregate. Taurus can isolate. Okay, Taurus is about survival, and this survival is my survival. These first 4 signs, like I talked about, is just this very unconscious, instinctive need, will, desire to build and maintain, yes, my own resources, my own survival, my own safety. And what we have then happening is this polarity now, Mars opposite Saturn. My impulses and my needs and my resources now come into Gemini, where it opposes this Saturn. And it says that, there are limits. You can only do so much alone. The collective right now has the north node of the moon in Libra. And that is like our evolutionary path at this time, is to cooperate and compromise and work as a team diplomatically and tactfully, in order to realize our oneness, in order to step out of just my way and turn it into our way. And our way ultimately is the way of oneness, the way of love, the way of I am another you, and we are all connected to this collective consciousness. I find it very interesting that Mercury stations at 14 degrees of Gemini, in the Sabian symbol for 14 degrees of Gemini is bridging physical space and social distinction. 2 men communicate telepathically. And then I just get this email. It's a Hathor message from Tom Kenyon. I should put that up on my website. Tom Kenyon channels the Hathors. They're from the star system Sirius. Have a lot to do, with the Hathor temples over there in Egypt. They come and they're from Venus, and they are about love, and they are, in a very higher dimensional realm. And so this Taurus new moon, this Earth is this ego and this physical survival and it's 3rd dimensional separation. And in order to balance out that 3rd dimensional separation, Okay, we need to move our consciousness to higher levels outside of separation. In Lakesh, I am another you. As we do our yoga, as we do our meditations, as we raise our consciousness to the fourth and fifth dimensional realms, we move more into the state of oneness, of unity, where we are able to connect telepathically like different cells within the body that just like communicate with knowingness, not necessarily with words. So we're caught here now. Saturn is time. It is the boundaries of third dimensional space. And it's opposing this Mars. I'm going to do it my way and have my way and go for it. Yeah, it's the instinctive personal desire. So this is a time where, the major thing is like relax, chill out, slow down, see time as our friend. Yeah, it's bringing up the truth. It's bringing up what has been hidden with Saturn and Scorpio, what has been suppressed. Yeah, deep within, it's our shadow time. This is a shadow time. You know, Saturn went into Sagittarius, and now it's going back. And it says, ooh, wait a minute. There's just a few more secrets. There's a few more shadows. There's a few more little things back there that in June, July, and August, I need to sweep up and finish cleaning out that closet. And then, then Saturn's going to go back, into Sagittarius in like September or something, and spend, a few years there in this realm of higher mind, higher expression, truth seeking, vision questing. It's awesome, but you know what? We've got some more cleanup to do. So we've got Saturn retrograde. Now we've got Mercury going retrograde. And this is, retrograde is reflection. Retrograde is, okay, let's calm down, cool down, get out of our egos, move into these higher dimensional realms of consciousness, look at the bigger, wider, broader picture of everything, and come to unity consciousness, where we are on the same page, we're connected to the same will, we want the same things. And that is love and peace and harmony and creativity. At the root of it all, humans are, wanting on a deep soul level to turn this planet into the paradise that it was before we got here. A kind of a new paradise with a few more, iPads in our future paradise. Oh, but in order to do that, like I say, this is time. Saturn is time. Mars opposite Saturn is, yes, we can fight each other and we can fight external authority. And, we can want to, pit our will and our team or whatever against, the other. But that North Node in Libra is still telling us, like, get it together. And part of that getting it together is getting into a common space of truth. Saturn in Sagittarius. Yeah, Jupiter coming around through Leo. Yeah, get in touch with our personal truths, and from this place of truth. Time is a test of truth. If it is true, it will last through time. So a lot of things come and go. Religions, cultures, societies, powers, governments, all these things like come and go. But there is an underlying natural law of truth that stays through it all. And as we connect ourselves, to that speedboat of truth, cutting through the waters, of illusion, then we're on track and we can make and build things that last. Relationships, cultures, institutions, lives that live in peace and harmony like that North Node in Libra wants. See, astrology is just like so cool. It just puts it together. So, the mantra for this week, it's pretty long. Came to me last night and it's kind of like, time is the hoe. that is turning the soil, piercing the surface to expose what's down under. As the farmer plants seeds for food production, I must weed out the lies and self-deception that, darn it, strangle my hopes and instead bring destruction. It's time for truth serum. It's time to belly up to the bar. It's time to open our hearts, open ourselves. Jupiter in Leo wants to be the great shining sun. Saturn in Sagittarius wants to reach for the truth of nature and natural law. And in order to do that, we just need to really get over our egos and transcend into these higher realms of consciousness, beyond separation, beyond struggle, and put down, what is it? Oh yeah, turn our swords into plowshares. Yeah, baby. That goes great with the frickin' mantra. Oh yeah. Turning the swords into plowshares, man. This is the week where we can bury the hatchet. Or keep on fighting like Mars opposite Saturn, just might want to do. It's anger when we get frustrated. So you got to stay calm, or Mars Saturn can be violence and anger and battle and woo. That's why we've got the mantra. Turn it back in on yourself and don't be pointing fingers or blaming or this, that, or the other. It's our own personal illusions that create all this conflict. Wish I could remember these Pele reports. Anyway. Time is the hoe that's turning the soil, piercing the surface to expose what's down under. As the farmer plants seeds for food production, I must weed out the lies and self-deception that strangle my dreams and instead bring destruction. So this is a time where we can be destructive. We can hurt ourselves, we can hurt other people, we can destroy projects that we're working on, or, yes, we can get over, we can look inside ourselves, reflect, get in touch with our truth, with the truth, share the truth, speak the truth, and from that level playing field come to create new visions in harmony with all of our neighbors and all of our relations. The four-leggeds, the two-leggeds, the wingeds, all our relations, Gaia included. Namaste, aloha, so much love.